Y'all, I'm not going to waste any of your time. We are going to get immediately into the Never Ever Met's NewlyMet Game, episode 7, y'all. Ugh, Aggravation Nation. Okay, let's start out with Sandia and Chris. They are more and more in love, seemingly, right? Which is all a farce. I still think my good sis Sandia needs to run for the border. But this was the week that their friends came. And so Sandia has her girlfriend come, and Chris has his guy, Ben's, come. And if you didn't like Broke Down Safari before, right? If you thought he was bad, his friend Benz is like 10 times, 100 times worse than he is in terms of, just, I don't even know what it is. Benz, it doesn't believe in relationships. He says you got to smash first, ask questions later. He doesn't believe in monogamy, and everyone else's viewpoint is just stupid about it, right? Which, again, I believe what my mama used to say, association begets assimilation. You are the company you keep, honey. You are. So, Chris, is that really in you? I mean, we saw it on the first night. I believe that was the true Chris. He's seemingly playing it cool. He told his friend, no, we haven't smashed yet. And Cindy is talking to her girlfriend. I think he could be the one. I think he could be it. And I'm like, girl. And I wanted her friend to kind of see through Chris, but Chris put on a good front. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, that was them. Again, other than that, kind of boring. I don't see it for this couple. Is in terms of being like a healthy relationship, just because I think she'll just put up and tolerate with whatever Chris comes at her with. Next, let's go to Millie and Greg. Now, y'all know how I felt. I did not feel like she was a safe place to reveal whatever trauma he had. And trigger warning, SA, right? So basically, he's talking to the therapist as the episode opens up and talks about how he was violated when he was a young boy, and he's never told anyone this. And I'm thinking, my God, you're saying it not only on national camera, but also in front of Millie, who initially we saw her facial reactions, right? We saw it. She does reach out and extend a hand. I just hope and pray this is not something she throws back in his face later. And I always find it interesting that people who really have a lot of work to do themselves love it when they're in the position to tell somebody else about the work that they need to do. It always perplexes me. And so Sharonda gets there, y'all, and it's game time. Okay, it's game time. And I'm going to still keep in the vein of Millie and Greg, because they get up, and basically this is the NewlyMet Game. So basically you're finding out if you two are on the same page, if you guys paid attention to each other. And so Taronda's asking these questions, when did we meet? What's your favorite sexual position? When's your birthday? Things that if you've talked to anybody for any length of time in terms of a relationship, you should know the answers. Honey, Greg only knew about the sexual position. He got the month right as far as her date of birth and the year that they met. But that's it, honey. He was on the struggle bus. And Millie's like, I find it very interesting that he knows my favorite sexual position, but he doesn't know anything else about me. I think we need to reevaluate this. And my thing is like, girl, it's a game. Like, maybe his memory is bad. You know what I mean? Because it does seem as though he's really into her. I think it's something to kind of sit back and reflect on and talk about, but not take the approach that she's taking, which is basically like she's looking at him sideways and that it's done. And he spends most of the episode kind of questioning himself. Of course, he's revealed this trauma, and now he feels like he's really in the doghouse, honey. If he didn't get no cootenanny before, he definitely is not getting any cootenanny now. And I just need them to talk and communicate. Like, it doesn't have to be this challenging, but I think with both of their prior maybe emotional issues, maybe healing is something they need to do first before they dive headfirst into this relationship, honey. Now, Dymond and the pastor, we didn't see much of them except being messy. And I'll get to them later because I can't even look at them right now. Next, we have Aaron and Jody, honey. Now, Aaron felt like he was in the doghouse because remember, he moved the beds close together and she spazzed out. Anyway, He decides that he's going to plan something. They both like cosplay, role playing, dressing up. Apparently he dabbles in modeling. And, she loves, dressing up as well. And so he plans the most bogus photo shoot. Not that he planned a bogus photo shoot, but when you look at these pictures, yeah, that exactly. It was giving broke down Maleficent. Okay. And I hated that for them. I hated that for them. But she seemed to enjoy it. He seemed to enjoy it until, honey, he goes in for a kiss. They kiss. He talking about this was the best kiss of my life. I've never had a kiss this great. Honey, she's like, I didn't feel a thing. Do I tell him now or tell him later? Because I didn't feel not a spark, not a whatever, not a whatever. And again, it's not surprising the way he sashayed off. And again, open to that with anybody else. She just doesn't like him. And the more I'm thinking about it and looking at it, it could be maybe his youthfulness. Maybe there's a lack of maturity that he gives off. He seems like he's doing everything to be in her good graces, but I still think that they came on here as buddies. Then the drama starts. So I told you I couldn't even look at Dymond and Aaron H, aka Pastor and First Lady, because they're so dang messy. And they did not disappoint. But I really need them to focus on their stuff. While they're in everybody's business, I need you to address him for being so aggressive with your sister and what that's going to look like for you. I don't like how they in everybody's business and refuse to focus on their own. Aggravation nation, okay? And it looks like he got a fill because his nails were a whole different color this episode. Moving right along, Shay and Josh. So Dymond comes up. Shay and Josh are on the way into the boom boom room. Dymond inserts herself and says, Shay, I don't know if I should tell you this, but I really feel like I need to tell you this. We discover that Dymond has been talking to Alexis. Remember Alexis and Ike, okay, from the first episode? She says, I've been talking to Alexis. I got down with her. I really liked her a lot. And she told me something. And I think you should know not to react, but to investigate, right? And basically, Dymond proceeds to say that Alexis says Josh tried her. And Shay is like, tried her how? And Dymond is like, sexually, like he tried to smash. And Shay immediately, you see the affect of her face just fall flat. Right? She's heartbroken. And my thing with this whole situation is when we addressed the baby that he had on her earlier in the season, she was like, she was over it. I'm over it. I'm healed. We're fine. We moved on. I've chosen to forgive him. But apparently it's still residing just below the surface because she didn't say, not my man. It was immediately like, let me go talk to my man and see if this is true because he's capable of it. So they get to the boom boom room and she's like, you got me out here looking crazy, which again, we shun even the very appearance of evil. Okay, saints. All right. That's what we should be doing. And knowing his track record in his past, he had no business doing what happened. So basically, honey, production came through with the clips, okay? So originally, apparently they shared a room, right? After everything went down, I'm assuming with Ike and Alexis moves into their room. So it is Josh and Shay in the bed and Alexis in the bed next to them. And apparently they were talking, kikiing. Shay decides she's going to go to bed. Well, Josh and Alexis stay up and have a conversation and go into the hallway because they don't want to wake Shay up. Well, Alexis is saying that during that time, Josh was asking her to smash. Like, can I hit it? Can I hit it? We can do it in the hallway. Okay, so will we ever know what really happened? I don't think so. Josh said that Alexis wanted him and that if he wanted to smash the bee, he could have, but he didn't. And why would he tell her? And my thing is, this is cheater 101, okay? If you make an attempt on a woman, right, and it doesn't happen or whatever, you go and tell your girl, yeah, she came on to me, but I told her no. Right? Because what does that do? That insulates you from further situations. So if she ever decides to come back and say, he tried me, you already know what I told you. You know what I mean? But Shay's not buying it, and I'm not buying it either. Alexis was scantily clad. He ain't hardly have no clothes on. What are y'all going in the hallway to talk about what? Like what? What y'all got to talk about? What do you have to talk about? And so Shay, rightfully so, is upset. But again, baby, if that's his character, love. And I know she feels bad because she's been throwing it out of every draw leg since they got there, this baby said, listen, I want to go home to my mama. I'm sick of this. And Josh is not, he's not protesting too much. I'm like, okay, are you going to fight for this? Is there anything you can do to prove yourself integral? But again, once trust is lost, it's hard to get that thing back, y'all. We will see what happens in episode 8, y'all. But that was my quick review and recap of the Never Ever Mets, episode 7, the Newly Mets. Drop it in the comments below. Let me know what you thought.